BBN, what's going on, guys? This is the Loyal BBN Fan Show, and we're here with a special edition of the show. I have my man Jimmy Engler here, and we are going to talk what everyone has on their mind right now. It's the 11th hour. People want to know what's going on with Caleb Wilson. Jimmy, how you doing, man?
I'm getting through, hoping this cold weather gets out here. It is cold here.
Man, this cold weather, man, is just like I think I gotta go back overseas because I can't I can't do this cold weather stuff. That's for sure. And I guess the all the stuff going on with Caleb right now is kind of keeping everybody on the end of the seat. So I guess that's like the only thing that keeps our blood going right now is wondering what's going on with Caleb Wilson. And it's always good to have you here. I really because you and I have never went live before. I know people have seen your video briefly.
Yeah.
What is what is your background when it comes to recruiting and like how much time do you put in to keeping up with the recruits or for recruits who may come to Kentucky?
Well, when I first hear about any involvement with Kentucky looking at a player, it might be when they're a freshman, sophomore. That's when I start looking at the recruiting aspects of it. But then also, I'll keep on tabs with everything that's going on with the basketball around the country. I will see what players are doing great and what teams that these players has actually said that would be a team that I would actually want to play for, that coaching staff.
Okay. Well, I mean, you and I we talked before, and so as far as the recruiting goes, and one thing about it is you and I we talked, and I said this before, like I'm happy for you guys who follow recruiting as close as you guys do. I don't really follow recruiting that close. I just never really have, but I have someone like yourself on my team who's a valuable asset because you keep updates on these kids like it's just what you do for a living. We have. So I guess my big thing now is what's going on with Caleb Wilson.
Well, as of right now, it is still believed to me, is a two-horse race between Kentucky and North Carolina Tar Heels.
Okay.
Uh, the latest news is that has swung over to the favor of North Carolina, and that has been a little bit of concern to me. But along with the recruiting, people that I've talked to, Joe Tipton, and a couple other people that I know, it is a North Carolina swing right now. But they still do not count out that tomorrow is the announcement. We don't know what time. We have no real clue exactly where it's going to be announced at, but it will be tomorrow sometime, and he does not rule out it still could be the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
So thinking about everything that you just said a week ago, was you just nervous about the possibilities of losing Caleb, or did you feel like maybe it was almost a foot in the shoe or a foot in the back, whatever the saying is? Did you feel like a week and a half ago, that Kentucky seemed to be the absolute crystal ball favorite?
Yes, I even put a crystal ball, 100% chance that he was coming to Kentucky about 2.5 weeks ago. And it just seemed like a little bit of things has changed. They were saying a little bit with the program of North Carolina, maybe the way he fits with their players next year, along with a lot of the boosters and, alumni, that might have changed a little bit since then. So really, I'm just understanding that this switch just came within about the last 4 to 5, 6 days.
Oh wow! So we have to ask the question, man. How much is NIL going to play a part? Now, I just saw something earlier today, and I'm not sure if anybody else has seen this stat or not or whatever or how true it is, but it's basically the roster for this year's basketball team is like $835,000 between all of them. I think the average is like $70,000, and Jasper just got 1.5, and the new what's the name of that? Was it the new whatever that new
Okay,
space?
Lewis.
Yes. Well, no, I think he got that like 1 million, and like like one of those new cars. I can't remember the name of the cars. I'm not very savvy. But how much is the money? Do you feel may make the difference in this? And we all thought that maybe Kentucky would have would have a big bag, but is it going to come down to who's going to pay this kid the most? Is that really what's going to matter?
It's going to matter. I don't know if it matters. Depends on what team he feels more comfortable with. There is what I've heard through NIL deals. He does not think that that is a matter for him. It's just maybe right now the fit. A lot of
Okay.
the players that he could play with at North Carolina next year, they have 1, 2 recruits coming in, and then I've heard 𝐀𝐫𝐿EUIT could be back next year. But this is on a thing that we're talking about. Is the head coach at North Carolina going to be back next year after the loss that they had last night, and then what the season's going to hold out for the rest of this year for North Carolina, and maybe not even making the NCAA tournament?
Wow. So are you saying so remind me what position does he play again?
He's 6'8", or about 6'9", swing forward, and he would fit in Kentucky's system just as well as he would at North Carolina. But he is that position that could be part of Mark Pope's plan, and he's a tall player that has excellent passing skills. He has excellent vision. He can take it to the hole just about any time he wants to. He is a player that has a high IQ, and I will believe, along with Jasper, Caden Lewis, which, as far as I know, is one of his best friends. And I still believe
Okay.
there is a chance for Kentucky to have him on the roster for 2025.
Man, that would be a definitely a big win. Now, is there any way that maybe it's some behind the scene talks that maybe somebody on the team, like I mean, I'm not sure if Ortega would make a difference in him coming in, but whatever. But maybe there's word that maybe somebody coming back next year may may hold him up from playing the way he wants to play. Could that be an option too as well?
Well, next year, basically all the positions that he will be playing next year is going to be wide open. We might have to hit a transfer portal for a couple players, but for what position he'd be coming in for, swing forward, power forward, whatever he would like to play, is going to be wide open for Kentucky because we have probably Garrison coming back, and he's going to be playing a center position, power forward.
Yes.
And then Otagatron, he's playing more of a off guard swing forward, and I don't believe it's going to bother uh, Caleb Wilson in any aspect of him coming to Kentucky and playing.
Okay. Wow, man. That. So do you do you think Mark Pope is getting too many freshmen?
Well, we have 3 right now. I mean, he would be number 4
Okay.
if we got him, but I still believe if we do not get Caleb Wilson, he will probably try to get one more freshman, and I would say maybe 4 be the extent of him doing any recruiting, because I believe that he will have more players coming back this year, next year, and the year after that, and continuous years that he's going to be there, and maybe hit a transfer portal for 1 or 2 players.
Wow, man. Um, so let me ask you this question because I know how close you follow recruiting. let's let's give the scenario, as some has already said, that he doesn't choose Kentucky tomorrow or Friday or whenever he decides. What if he doesn't choose Kentucky? Do you see any alternates out there who may be waiting to see if Wilson comes to Kentucky, and if not, they may jump in that role?
Yes, there is a player with Nate Ament, and he is ranked in the
Okay.
top, I believe, number 6 in the
Okay.
24/7 sports right now. He will be a player. It's down to like, I think, 11 teams right now for this next year coming. But there is a lot of time between, I would say it's going to be February or March before he would make a decision. But he plays similar position of what Caleb Wilson plays. And he is a little bit high ranked player than Caleb Wilson, but I still believe that would be something that Mark Pope, his staff, and put a press on to try to maybe swing his recruitment in Kentucky's way.
Man, it's one thing about Kentucky fans. It does not matter what time of the year it is. We can be in full swing. We can be fighting for our life for the SEC like we are this year. A tremendous year up under your coach. But Kentucky fans, when it comes to recruiting, they keep up with recruiting, and like other fan bases to Kentucky, it matters. And especially with the recruiter coach gone, we always ask ourselves, what can Coach Pope do? And it seems like, and I'm willing to say that regardless if we get Caleb or not, it still seems like Mark Pope is still going to hit home runs in the area of recruiting. How do you feel about that?
I feel just fine right now. If we do not get Caleb Wilson, it is not going to like make my day feel real bad. I will hate that Mark Pope had lost a player, but this would be maybe the first one that he has lost. And he's going to be
Yeah,
in the running for every player across the country as long as he wants to recruit them and that they would be a player that he would like in his system.
I tell you what, man, Coach. And what Coach Pope is doing here in year one, up under the players. And I don't think it's no secret. I think we all can say that. Outside of maybe Robinson, who we really thought was going to be our complete superstar, Ortega has definitely emerged as probably the best player on the team, in a sense. I still think Coach Pope has still nailed it. I still think the best is still to come. And you see what Coach Pope is doing with the team he has this year. I'm not definitely not calling anybody, a superstar, but just imagine if he can get get more guys in of the 5-star status, and getting Caleb would definitely be a huge slam dunk for him to get that. But I also feel like that it's not going to be the end of the world, just as you just said, Jimmy, as well too. It's not going to be the end of the world, and you don't think that that Coach Pope is going to stop recruiting just because he does it. And right now, what Coach Pope is 3 for 3. So I mean, so if he misses out on Caleb, I a lot of work goes into trying to get these kids, and a lot of energy, a lot of time. But I mean, if he doesn't get it, Coach Pope already understands the nature of the game when it comes to recruiting. Coach, for me, do you think this, even if we don't get Caleb, do you think this right here may inspire Coach Pope to even go harder?
Well, yeah, you know how me and you and probably he would be the same way. He's going to be like, hey, I got to hit it a little bit harder now. If I didn't get this one player, then I need to make sure I'm going to have to get the next player, the player after that. And don't let these other big blue schools across the nation think that they're going to get one over on top of me.
I think so too. It's a tremendous job what the guy is doing. Um, I mean, I thought maybe having Lewis on the team, maybe that would help persuade him. But I mean, at the end of the day, just like Ryan Pearson says, it's really about the money now, and it's not really about what team I can go for. It's just about really who can pay me the most. And most of these kids are going to most of these kids are going to go pro anyway. So if it was me, I would want to go somewhere where I can win a national championship in year one of playing college basketball, because these are the kind of days that you're just never going to get back again. And these guys are coming in just so they can get paid money, and I hate that that's the case. But I guess, as we all know, it's no secret that NIL is not going anywhere. It's going to continue to grow, and at the end of the day, guys want to get paid as well.
Yes, I understand that aspect of it, and I'm like you. I kind of hate it, but that is the way college basketball is right now, and it's going to continue until maybe they get rid of the one and done and let some of these players just go straight to the NBA. Maybe they do a different thing with the cap, with what players can make when they actually come to a school, and maybe they might have to worry about earning more money the better that they are. And if they go to a school, maybe they might not make as much money because they are not playing as good as what they was expected to do.
I agree with you. We're talking about recruiting here. I never really had a chance to really ask you. We are we're halfway through the season now, pretty much, something like that. Um, January is almost over. How do you evaluate how the Cats have been this year so far, Jimmy?
On two different aspects, I'll start with the offense. I think we are a B plus on the offensive end. We can we can contribute any way that any player that we have on this team can contribute. We do not need just one player that is actually going to score 33 points like Mark Butler did against Louisville. We could have other players on this team that is continuously going to play real well in this system. And with Mark Pope's offense, the Zoom offense, the craziness that he does, it's just going to get better because I don't think he's actually peaked with his offense yet. And it's going to be a different game along with him seeing what is going on with this offense and what different teams we're going to play. And once we get out of the SEC and get into the NCAA, it's going to be totally different teams we're playing. A lot of them is not going to be as physical, and they are not going to be able to play with the same type of enthusiasm, the type of energy that Kentucky is going to put into that game.
Absolutely. Before I actually move on, hopefully here in the near future, I'm gonna have someone that's gonna 21 Crump, which is on YouTube as well too. He's actually gonna be running some things behind the scenes for me during my show. We're definitely trying to take the show to another level as well, and I think what 21 has to offer. I think it's going to go a long way with making the show. Everything from videos to pictures and all that kind of stuff to make everything, the lives, and make everything better. So please be on the lookout. Jimmy's definitely part of my team. He's my recruiting guy. Like I said, Jimmy keeps up with recruiting, like just keeps up with recruiting. And so for me, I like to see us getting players that Jimmy has put everything, like his time and energy in. So when we get when we got Jasper and Lewis and Marino, it was good because it was for Jimmy, and Jimmy's hard work has paid off. So I really look forward to that as well too. Someone says Terry Rodman says stick to 2K, bro. I'm not sure what that means, but is that maybe what Mark Pope does? Is he referring to the to his offense when he says that?
The 2K, is that like maybe a video game reference of him, running the offensive way? I don't understand. Stick with the 2K.
I don't either. But hopefully he can elaborate on that a little bit so we can know. Uh, People saying Arkansas up almost there because Mr. Gamer says people saying Arkansas suck, but Kentucky is almost there because Kentucky doesn't have no good big man. Yeah, just my opinion too as well, and I love people's opinions. So thanks, Mr. Gamer 505. Thank you for that as well too. For me, I think Garrison's getting a lot better. You can tell that He's at the point where now he started getting pushed around. He started getting bullied. Now, I think the next thing for him is to hold on to the ball. He has too many turnovers,
hmm
and also I think he needs this. I think he needs to be able to score with his back to the basket, and we need to be able to score in the paint. And this is from him. We can't rely on Carr every single night to score in the middle. So definitely Garrison and Williams both they're going to have to put forward, and these guys are definitely going to have to nail something down. They're going to get better scoring scoring on the bucket or whatever. So I'm talking to Mr. Grammer. Mr. Grammer. Okay, I'm talking to Mr. Gamer. Okay, I'm sorry, my fault. I didn't see. He said he's talking to Terry Rodman. He said he's talking to what's his name, but I didn't really see that. But anyway, everyone's on the end of the seat, and actually, get to the defense part of
Well,
it.
the defense, that's one thing I know. We scored 95 points at Rupp Arena and we lost by 5 points, so
Yeah.
we at home, away, whether we're playing in the SEC tournament, NCAA tournament, we're going to have to be a lot better on the defensive end. I believe a lot of it is our offensive rebounding, but our rebounds here lately has improved a little bit, but not enough for me. And I believe like our assists, our steals, our turnovers, all that is going to be fine. We just really need to crack down on the defensive end and say, hey, slap your hands on the floor and get some games to where we're just saying, you are not going to get by me. You're not going to stop us this game.
And you know what, Jimmy? That's a mentality more than anything, And but let me ask you something: is slapping the floor a
That
Duke
is
thing?
a Duke thing, but 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐞𝐳𝐜 did it one time this year, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's a Kentucky thing now. So whatever Duke did in
I
the
guess
back,
yeah. What?
all those days,
Yeah.
we brought it up
Yeah.
to it's Kentucky thing now.
I tell you, I don't have any update on Kirk Christian right now,
He's got
but we
about
definitely
two
can't wait to have
weeks
his energy back.
before 2 weeks, so I'd say it's going to be at
Yeah.
least maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Hopefully, he'll be back on the floor.
I just hope that he's healthy when he gets back. That's for sure. If he can get back healthy, I think that's the biggest thing because we are going to need him in the middle of February, going into March and SEC tournament and whatnot. So, I definitely hope that is the case. Let me see what Carl Miller said. All these Kentucky haters out here complaining about our big man, but it's easy to talk smack on the computer or follow or something big. Uh, or something. But imagine if they was in the game with all that physical play. I couldn't guard him. He could score over me. Look, let me. I always like to say, even though we sit over here and we critique people, and we give we give our input. I can't play basketball with these guys. I can't even shoot a free throw. So what I'm saying? These guys they do it at a high level. So I guess they deserve a little. They deserve a little slack.
Yes, they deserve a lot of slack. I mean, our
Yeah.
bigs between Carr, Williams, and Garrison, they have played real good in the last 2 or 3 games. Even against the Alabama game, we had a real good showing with all three, but it just takes a little bit more on the physical end, and our guards was not up to par. I mean, Lamont Butler, he has a bad knocked up shoulder. And it
Yeah, he
showed in
does.
some of the possessions. And along with
Yeah.
the rest of the team, I think, we just need to get back with this 1 week being off, going in Saturday against Vanderbilt, and just have one whole week of just, doing a little bit of practice, getting healthy.
Absolutely. We definitely got to get healthy. That's for sure. But I'm thinking, even as Butler was hurt and Carr was hurt, we only lost to Alabama by 5 points. It was actually 97 points, Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah, 97. Yeah.
We only yeah. So we only lost by 5 points, and we had guys that was like just out there limping and just able to go, barely able to go. So that gives me hope too, as far as a well
Well,
coached
yeah,
coach.
Alabama was healthy.
Exactly, Alabama was healthy, and I like what nobody. Actually, before I say that, I want to put up this right here. Nobody says we talking about slapping the floor. No, I was slapping the floor in the '90s. So I guess nobody been slapping the floor. I guess Duke got it from you. Nobody, I guess. Uh, but yeah, I like what he said too as well. If Carr was healthy, I think we beat Alabama because if you remember, I think Carr was in foul trouble too as well.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of that, when you hurt, you have to overextend yourself even more just to compensate from not being where you want to be at physically. And maybe that was one of the reasons why he got in foul trouble and he wasn't able to stay on the floor like he was. But I think if he had Carr on the floor a little bit more, I think would have been okay because I think he would have been able to, should have, would have, could have. But I think maybe he could have maybe put more pressure on Nelson and still let Nelson just go off and just have a game, the way he did. So nobody, I appreciate that. Let's see. I wonder when is Curry's back. I kind of tired of Butler because Butler is not that good. Um, I mean, even when this is from Mr. Gamer. I mean, even when Butler comes back, even when Kirk Christian comes back, he's not going to start over Butler. I mean, it's just going to take Perry and put Perry farther down the bench and going to bring going to bring Kirk Christian in. But overall, Butler's still going to be our starting guy, and
yes.
so I just think that's yeah. How can that guy say that we are almost as bad as Arkansas? Kentucky is not. It's a lot better. Go Big Blue. I think so too, Christopher Perry. I think Kentucky is a little bit better than Arkansas this year. Arkansas's yeah.
Yeah, I believe we got a little bit heads up on that one right now. They're going to
Yeah.
have a tough game to win tonight against Georgia. I mean, they're down Boogie Flan now. He's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Is he hurt or did he say enough
I
of this?
don't
I'm
know if
done.
he, I heard it's a hand injury that he
Yeah.
suffered. Somebody
Yeah.
said that he actually, Thiero, well, they call him Firo now, stepped on his hand during a game, and then they said it escalated but he did play the other night, and he shot like 2 for 18 with a bad hand, so I don't know why he was actually even playing.
When you ain't got nobody, that's what you got to go do. You got to go play them guys.
Yeah,
A real Kentucky fan will support their team win or lose. I'll be supporting them through the good terms and bad because I am a true blue fan. Carl Miller, thank you. Yes, you are. I see you as well. So, well, Jimmy, man, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Yeah, this has been fun, and I definitely hope that I can do this a lot more in the midday shows or whatever,
yeah.
just to kind of hop on. But Jimmy, thank you for the recruiting. Um, do we get Caleb Wilson? Call it.
You put me on here. Uh, I still believe there is hope. Right now, I think it's 50-50.
Yeah. Uh, Carl Miller says Boogie Boogie is not hurt. He just got that big NIL deal and he has quit on the team. He's got to take that money and run. I guess so. He's gonna take that money and run. So, out seeing his draft stock because he's playing bad. I guess so. I guess maybe they're gonna take him out because of the stock or whatever. But anyway, I'm sorry. Say that again, Jimmy, because I think I interrupted you, which is my fault. Are we getting him or not? My
Like I
apologies for
was
that.
saying, I believe it is a 50-50 shot right now. I think everybody's really going to be surprised about when he commits tomorrow. It's going to be sometime tomorrow. I've just not heard any time and any affiliates, what network, how it's going to be presented. So it's going to be just as much of a surprise to everyone that it is to me.
Absolutely, but for the sake of you and all the work that you actually do, I definitely hope that I hope that you get it. Hey, Kevin Allen, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys. Look, I didn't really call out names today for people that was on the show today, but if you was here, I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your afternoon. I have a question. Let me see what time is it? As a matter of fact, what time is it? Is this a what's today, Wednesday? Is this a good time of the day to just jump on and just give like a maybe 30, 35-minute live? Or is this just is just a bad time? I'm asking everyone who's watching this show right now, is this should it be a little bit later? Should it be a little bit earlier? I know the big show goes off at it goes off at 12 noon Eastern, and I really would like to maybe go maybe at like 1 o'clock Eastern just to jump on or whatever. I know people's probably back from work from lunch or whatever, but I would definitely love to do a 30 to 35 minute midday show if possible. It just depends on where everybody's at and if people think that's a good time or a bad time to actually go. 5 p.m. will be a good time. Um, right after right after Pope was there at 8:30. I'm watching his game. Okay, 5 p.m. See, I would have to try to go before 5 p.m. because I pick up my daughter from basketball practice, and they alternate on days. As far as, and I would like to build something consistent so everyone knows that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon he's going to go live. But I also want to maximize the amount of people that can actually join, and we can all hang out and just enjoy this together. So at 5, I can look at 5 too as well. Just depends on if my daughter has practice and I got to pick her up. But I definitely want to start going more. I haven't really had a chance to do a whole lot of live since I've been home, and I want to get into that routine of actually doing it because that was part of my goal, to be able to do more shows live. Even if it's just about 30 minutes, just to jump on a lunch break and we all just hang out for a few minutes and talk. Also, I have a Discord channel. The link will be in this video. Basically, if you join the Discord, if you hit the link and you join the Discord, that's where we can have daily conversations about what's going on for Kentucky basketball. I hope that you guys will consider joining it because we talk. I just built it, so it's new. But we have a chance to talk about all this stuff throughout the day, every day of the week or whatever. We can all don't have to wait until we go live just to hang out and talk, and we can do updates and stuff like that. So definitely look for the link after the video's over. I'm gonna post it. Please look for the video. Please look for the link that says Discord. Click it and so we can talk daily on there too as well. So me and you need to go to Tennessee versus Kentucky game at Tennessee. I'm trying to go to the Vandy game. We got a thing going on Saturday. It's called Clarksville Feeds the World. So we're going to be volunteering with that through my church. I got to see what time my wife signed up me for, but I definitely want to go if I'm able to. I want to go to the Tennessee game. I want to go to the Vandy and Kentucky game, but I want to make sure that I give back to, give back as well with the volunteer time. So I'm going to see what it is, but I definitely want to go. I definitely want to go to that Vandy and Kentucky game since it's right here in my backyard. But thank you guys, Jimmy. I appreciate you jumping on with me for again. I don't know if we came on intended to go this long, but Jimmy, you all right with me, man.
I'm just glad to be
and,
here. Yeah, anytime you need me, I'm here. Anytime you need me, I'm here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank all you guys for taking time out of your busy day to jump on with us for a couple of minutes. And then until next time, let's get Kayla Wilson and go Cats.